Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica. I'm a special education teacher in Wisconsin and my summer is almost over. I am at school right now because I knew my secretary was here this week and she was delivering supplies and curriculum that we ordered, and I was secretly hoping that functional phonics would be here. It's not here yet. That's a bummer. But let's unpack all the supplies that my district bought for me this year. I think a lot of people are aware of the back to school drama with buying school supplies, thinking that teachers are just hoarding glue sticks, selling them on the black market, perhaps bathing in a bathtub with them. I don't know what these parents think we do with the school supplies, but we don't take them home. They're not for ourselves. Your kid really will use 12 dry erase board markers because they never put the cap on them. They smash them in and they use them pretty much every day. I'm lucky enough to be in a district where the district gives you money to buy supplies for your classroom, not for the students. This is what I ordered this year. I got 4 1-inch white binders. I prefer to organize my unique learning system materials all in the same container, the same look. White binders, my favorite. A thing of orange paint, a thing of red paint, some flare pens, my own dry erase board markers. I'm a special education teacher. I use a lot of Velcro, so I have 3 boxes of these Velcro dots. They're all in the individual circles, perfect for making materials for my students. Everything the district buys comes in bulk, which means when you order batteries, they literally just throw them in the box for you. And then some, oh, here's another battery. And then a bunch of gallon baggies. But these are better than the gallon baggies because they are longer and they're not so wide as the other ones, and they fit a piece of paper absolutely perfect. You don't have to cut it or anything. I love these. I store so many things in these bags. So then we can come over to the beautiful closet that we just organized a couple weeks ago. It's been a while since I've been here. I suppose I could undo this. My school, personally, we don't care what color markers the students are using, and I believe in kindergarten and first grade they do community supplies for dry erase board markers, glue sticks, all sorts of stuff like that, just because they're so young that they can't be managing a whole container of dry erase board markers in their desk. But second grade and beyond, they can just keep it all in their desk. If you think about like a fifth grader probably only uses like 2 dry erase board markers a year because they can put the cap on it. They're not messing around with it, and they don't use it every single day like in kindergarten when you're practicing your numbers and your letters and your name. These are all, oopsies. These are all AA batteries. I use it for the smartboard and also my personal computer mouse. Because like on the desk right there, it looks like it's a big old screen, but it's not like a computer, it's a docking station, so you plug the district Chromebook into it. And if I'm doing any games with my students that are on the alternative curriculum track, there's a lot of fun toys, bubble machines, that sort of stuff that you need batteries for. And generally, they're AA. And here we have my flare pens, my Sharpies, and my highlighter collection. Once upon a time, this was sorted by color. I personally don't care, but I had a student who really did care, so she would choose her free time, like recess, to organize my room and things in it by color. She'd be very disappointed at the state of this. The Sharpies even used to be in one whole container together, and then I don't know what happened. These are from Target. They're actually for like party planning, so like forks, spoons, that sort of thing, but they're so cute as like a cute little marker display. I do let students use these if they're the trustworthy type, and I know they're not putting them in their nose or their mouths. So probably about 3rd grade and beyond, then maybe I'll let you use my flare pens. And then we've got our gallon-sized bags. And what's funny is they give you a pack of gallon-sized bags, and I think these are about 10 to a pack, and they put them in one of the gallon-sized bags. Unfortunately, last year we needed to doing some snow day packets for students to complete, and the secretary came looking for these, and I had a bunch, and I gave them all to her, and I was all out. So then the rest of the school year I had to use these, which, as you can see, it's just much shorter. Like, this is meant for food, so it expands out. It's just not ideal. Am I picky about my Garland bags? Yes, I am. So we'll put these junky ones on the top that I don't like. But if anybody needs a Garland bag, sorry, you're getting the ones I don't like. Oh man, almost. Okay. I'll just put this in my bottom desk drawer. So then we have our red paint and our orange paint. My paint on this little cart right here, just kind of pushed out of the way. And the little trays. We do crafting about once a week with Unique Learning System Oranges too, so it's used quite often. Look at the state of this orange. It's almost gone. Should I throw it away or am I going to use it? I'm going to use it, which means this isn't going to sit on here nicely. I think next time we come, I'll plug the fridge in, but I don't have any food worth plugging the fridge in for. And then we just have our Velcro dots. So you can see there's a couple little circles here. These are the sheets because I ran out of the ones that the district provided and needed to get more off Amazon. So those can stay in here for now. And I'll just toss them up here on this top shelf. Perfect. Take our box out to the hallway. And now I've got my magnetic hooks. I'm going to fix the lights and add the little disco ball thingies that I got from Hobby Lobby like a month ago on that back beam right there. So I realized far too late that on this one I started from the end and then I had one section left. Well, here I had already started there and then I started over there and then I realized like maybe over there that I was gonna have a section empty. Last time I was at Hobby Lobby they still had these, so let's hope they have them and I can get another strand of these. We'll go tomorrow morning. I've honestly only been here like 3 hours, but I've had enough. I have a training tomorrow for I Love You Guys, I think that's what it's called. It's something to do with like school security. But that doesn't start till noon. So we're gonna go to Hobby Lobby and then I'm bringing my bin home. This plastic one right there because I'm doing my Unique Learning System labels. I've had my Silhouette Cameo sitting in the dining room table forever and I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Hello friends, it is now Thursday. It's about 8:55 when I pulled in the parking lot and there's nothing I hate more than being late, but I also don't like being the very first person in. Like that's just too eager for me. I don't mind being early. I just don't want to be the first person in. So anyways, instead of being the first person awkwardly waiting in the Hobby Lobby parking lot, I went to Chick-fil-A, which is across the road. I've never had Chick-fil-A's breakfast. So I've seen other people Instagram, YouTube talk about what they got, so that's basically what I made my choices based off of. So I got the chicken mini meal, voila, and then I also did the substitute the side for a fruit cup because in the middle of summer a fruit just sounds wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna enjoy these. Are mandarin oranges in a fruit cup, is that normal in the South? The chicken minis were good, a 4-count is good. I could never eat that every single day. That's a lot of bread. This morning, I woke up and I checked what time Hobby Lobby opened and I saw 9 o'clock. And my immediate thought was, oh man, what am I gonna do with my day? Like my mother, who used to complain all the time that the stores weren't open early enough for her to get moving. I am turning into my mother and it happens all the time now where I'm like, oh my God, this is what my mom would do. Oh my God, I am my mother. I haven't done anything for a back to school like gift, and sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. So I've had these before and these are really fun. You put them on your fingers and they light up. They're $2.49 normally, which means they're probably about 60 cents a piece. That's fantastic. I had to go get a basket. This is a cooler. And it's only $7.50. Like, that's perfect for me on the lake. Okay, let's go get what we actually need. The teacher stuff is no longer in the aisle. It is now fully Christmas. So what that means is everything's on the ends or it's in the middle. And right here is the only garland left, which means I'm gonna have to go to school and move it all instead of just adding another piece, which is disappointing. Maybe I can find a Christmas garland that looks close. I mean, there's certainly lots of shiny things. Like this one right here. I think that's pretty close. I would just cut off the small section I would need, like even less than half of it. Is it annoying that it's the wrong kind of colored disco ball? Yes. Is it annoying enough that I'm gonna move every single one over enough so that I can fit it? If I had a taller ladder, I probably would, but it would still look weird, so you know what? It is what it is. But on that note, I'm ending this vlog and I'm gonna pick it up in a new one, a more unique learning system inspired video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.